My name is Katherine Andrinopoulos, and I'm an assistant professor here in the Department of Global Health Systems and Development. I teach two courses in the department. The first is a master's level course. It's GHSD 7070, the Social Determinants of HIV and AIDS. This is a required course for master's students in the concentration of Society, Behavior, and Development. And the course takes a sociological approach to understanding the HIV epidemic. And so it uses the epidemic as a vehicle for understanding different kinds of patterns of poverty, macro social structural forces that influence epidemiological disease patterns. The second course that I teach is designed for doctoral students, and it's one of our three core required courses for doctoral students. It's applied theory for research, and the purpose of the course is to introduce students to the philosophy of science and generation of knowledge, and then to give them examples of how to use theory in developing research questions for their dissertations. And so it's really to help them start prepping to think about what they would write about for their dissertation. So I would say someone who is interested in public health is interested in making a change at the population level. And so what that means is, although we recognize biomedicine and clinical practice is important, it's really about stepping outside of the role of a clinical practitioner and understanding how to influence health and well-being at a larger level. And so one of the natural things that we focus on is behavior change for individuals, increasing education and knowledge around different health conditions. But in my work, what I try to do more is also look at the environment, the social environment, the physical environment, and how that might influence health behaviors for individuals, what they're exposed to, and even thinking beyond that to kind of macro social things that influence health and health behaviors. And so it's moving from the individual to the wider community and understanding what's important there. So for students who would like to work internationally, what I would highly recommend is that they focus their practicum on an international experience, and they really go abroad and see what it's like to live in another country and work with organizations in that country. There are many varied opportunities or things that people could do, from working with an NGO to working with the Ministry of Health, which I think is really fascinating for students to see what a Ministry of Health really looks like and how it really works from the inside, and to really get their feet wet and get on the ground and get some experience internationally. Beyond the faculty, I think one of the greatest resources that we have at Tulane is actually our student body. You'll find many returned Peace Corps volunteers. You'll find many people who are getting ready to go into the field. So that really helps someone who is interested in going into international work to try and understand from other people's experiences what that might look like. The other thing that we have that's very strong is a Humphreys program, which are mid-career professionals that come from all over the world here to study for a year. And so you can really tell in the classroom environment when there are these people with different experiences that in my opinion, it really makes it a more rich environment for other students as well, and also helps open up the door for other opportunities. So just as faculty have projects all over the world and can help make connections, so can your fellow students. And that's something that I've seen be very successful here.